Hello and welcome back to the podcast, episode 5. We are here. This is the 5th episode of my podcast. Looking forward to the future, proud of the past. We got a great show for you guys today. Let's get right into the action. All right, so coming up first, we have the NFL Combine that happened over the weekend last week. A lot of prospects that were standing out. There was a great variety of talent that was displayed last weekend. Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Jeremiah Love, to name a few. Carnell Tate, Caleb Downs, Kenyon Sadiq. Lots and lots of talent that was displayed at the NFL Combine. Personally, I was most impressed by Sonny Styles and Jeremiah Love. I didn't see much from Arvell Reese. He was kind of limited. Didn't really show his full variety of skills. He was only doing things like he was only doing drills one at a time, or just once, or just minimum limited. He is going to be a top 2 pick 100%, but in terms of just watching this pure combine for Arvell Reese, need to see more. Obviously, Sonny Styles was the big name and the big talk that was most impressive. Love Jeremiah Love, no pun intended. Carnell Tate looked great. Caleb Downs looked great. Kenyon Sadiq is a very, very good sleeper that might not be a sleeper anymore. Just because a lot of people are talking about him now. That guy is great. He's a tight end out of Oregon. Looks fast. A little undersized, but the hands, the speed, catch radius, insane from Kenyon Sadiq. So, NFL Combine happens annually. It's kind of a dead zone, like post Super Bowl. There's like a few weeks in the year post Super Bowl that it's kind of slow for NFL news. We did have a lot of news that we'll get into as of recently, but usually it's a pretty dead time period. But I did enjoy the NFL Combine. I was able to see actually my good friend Garrett from UCLA, right tackle, Garrett DeGiorgio. He looked good. The movement was great. He's a definite sleeper coming out of UCLA. Bruin through and through. Hopefully he'll get picked up in this year's NFL draft. Didn't get to see my guy Noah Poo and Yutaka Mahe, but they are also definite sleepers to go undrafted as well. No slight in that, because there's actually a great stat that half the league is undrafted. So that is a good thing to be motivated by. Looking forward to my guys continuing their careers in football. And so my overall thoughts on the NFL Combine, I enjoyed it. I do feel like it is getting to a point where it's kind of like TV based. Like, it's made for TV. We have like a lot of star prospects just deciding like not to participate in the entire combine. Like, we had Fernando Mendoza just not participate at all. But a lot of big prospects like Arvell Reese. Even like he like participated, like he half participated. So I mean, obviously they feel that they already showed enough. But it goes to show you that if these workouts and these drills were done behind closed doors, or just not on national television, then it would be a different story. I would have to rate this year's combine. I mean, before I give a rating, we are seeing an overall increase in speed from year to year, and this year was our fastest. These prospects are just getting bigger, stronger, and faster. Pretty amazing to see. Like in basketball as well, in the NBA, talent is just getting better and better. Like the talent in the 90s is like way worse than what we have now in the 2020s decade. So much talent. Kids are just getting better and better. It's just like they've been doing this since they were kids, and it shows you that it's insane to watch, honestly. Like, when are we gonna cap it? Like, are we just gonna get better and better and better? Like, that is just insane to think about. Going through more prospects, David Bailey, edge out of Texas Tech. Ruben Bain, edge out of Miami. I thought those guys looked good, but honestly, not very impressed. I feel like their tape is better than assessing them at the combine. I mean, sometimes that's the story. Like, sometimes raw tape is just better than what they performed on the TV product of the NFL Combine. We did have a funny moment, which might not be funny to NFL general managers and NFL owners, but Makai Lemon, receiver out of USC, had an interesting press conference moment. There was a video going viral with the way he was speaking and the way he was looking at reporters during the combine press conference. It was pretty weird. So Makai Lemon was asked which player in the pros do you most like stylistically like copy your game off of, and Makai Lemon said Amon-Ra St. Brown, but not as normal as other people say it. He had almost a forced like demon mad look, almost like he was staring down the soul of the reporter, and he was kind of like altering his voice a little bit. Like, everybody was just creeped out, weirded out by it, like even in the comments, I'm sure in person, and I'm sure these owners and general managers. Definitely weird. I don't know enough to know that he just sounds like that and does that normally. But it was definitely interesting to see. I don't know if this is gonna actually affect his draft stock, but we actually did see something like this, but like positively. So Xavier Legette and Keon Coleman actually had this come up in their draft stock. Xavier Legette is from the South, so he has a very hot, like heavy accent, but everybody took that positively because he was funny, and they're like, there's no way he actually sounds like this. There was stuff that came out about him, like he like eats certain animals, but that's just the country lifestyle. Like he has horses and stuff. So that was Xavier Leggette's story. Keon Coleman was just like very funny, but like not really aware of his surroundings. So that was his story, like making jokes at the wrong time, but in a positive light. That's what the media took it as. But this might be a negative one because I don't know if this was purposely done to tank his draft stock, or if he's just trying to like aura farm or like clip farm. But this is weird from Makai Lemon. Obviously, I want him to ironically go to the LA Rams, which I think he might ideally fall at. But I don't know. You never know. You never know what GMs think or GMs have on their board with their top prospects. But Makai Lemon, definitely an interesting moment at the Combine last week. Cool moment from the Combine was the Pat McAfee show was there live, and they're there all annually, but since it's their hometown of Indianapolis. But a cool moment from the Pat McAfee show was when Jim Harbaugh, Joe Ortiz, and Mike McDaniel from the LA Chargers joined the Pat McAfee show. You could definitely see like the chemistry from all three of them. It just surpasses like everybody else's chemistry. So like I've seen like general manager and coach duos like join their show, and like the chemistry is kind of off and it's kind of like awkward and weird. Like Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh, their chemistry is insane. Like they just go hand in hand with each other. It's a perfect duo. Even a perfect trio with Justin Herbert as well. And interesting enough, fun fact, their names all start with the same abbreviation. So it's JH. That's pretty cool. And it's the most important trio for an NFL franchise, and they all have the same first letters of the names. So that's pretty cool. But in terms of the actual show, it was great. They had Jim Harbaugh throw a ball into a net basket for charity. He obviously made it, him being a former NFL quarterback as well. But yeah, funny moment. They were laughing of the Harbaugh-isms that Jim always says. Love the Pat McAfee and Jim Harbaugh chemistry. Pat McAfee obviously loves him. It's really cool to see. But yeah, love that moment from Jim, Joe, and Mike McDaniel. I think Mike McDaniel is going to be a huge factor for the Chargers this year. Will be interesting if to see how long he stays with the Chargers in LA. But definitely seems like he is enjoying it so far. Chris O'Leary being the new defensive coordinator as well, I think he's going to do great. Anytime you have like a Baltimore-style defensive coach, your defense is going to be great. So yeah, overall thoughts, I would have to give this a rating of... I would give it a 5 out of 10 because I'm not blown away. We've had better. So I think I would give it a 5 out of 10. I feel like maybe if you move it to different cities like LA or like New York or Texas or Chicago, I think that would be cool. I think that would be a good touch, but we gotta find a solution for these top prospects just not participating in the NFL Combine. So a 5 out of 10 score for me. NFL Combine was pretty cool to watch in real time, but a 5 out of 10 overall rating from me. Moving on, so a different sport. We're going into basketball. The Lakers are on a 3-game win streak. They defeated the Warriors 129-101. They defeated the Sacramento Kings 128-104. And this past game, defeating the New Orleans Pelicans 110-101 just yesterday. So I was actually in attendance for this game at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. So what I have to say about this, first of all, great attendance. It was just a packed, sold out, random Tuesday night in LA. And it was cool to see. A lot of people in attendance at the formerly known Staples Center. Going into the actual game details, let me say first, the intro is so cool. Like I took videos. National anthem was so cool. Player intros were so cool, and then seeing LeBron do the chalk toss in the air in person. Oh my God, it was crazy to see. And then to add on to that, the Lakers on the Jumbotron, the Lakers had like a LeBron cam when he was doing it. And then he's like going through all the lineup. He's like doing the handshakes to each player. If you don't know, LeBron has a handshake with every teammate he's ever had. And then he can remember it like through the years. Like if he sees someone, like one of his former teammates, like he could just do the handshake. Like his memory is insane. They were playing. So the Lakers staff were playing like a Darth Vader dark like Godfather anthem during the LeBron cam, during the chalk toss, as he's doing the handshakes with his teammates. And then boom, the last moment does the chalk toss. Had the video, seeing it in person. Oh my God, I was just blown away. It was crazy to see that. Chills, goosebumps, in awe, insane to see. We don't know how long. Well, I don't know how long I'm gonna see LeBron in person for. So, I'm just cherishing every moment. LeBron James, year 23 for number 23. He had that cool patch. He has like 1-of-1 patch on his jersey that says 23, and like he's actually doing the chalk toss in the patch, which is funny. But yeah. So getting into the game. So the Lakers did come out extremely flat this game. I don't know if they were just taking their opponent lightly, it was probably the case, because they didn't come out like this versus the Warriors last game. And the Warriors are like a bad team as well. So they came out extremely flat. It was really hard to watch. Like first half, even through 3 quarters, it was like first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, it was like really hard to watch. And then as soon as fourth quarter hit, they just flip the switch and start turning up. Like, what was going on the whole game? And then you guys just start turning up the last quarter. Actually, cool part, I actually predicted LeBron's points before the game. You could ask my friend that went with me. He was like, how much do you think LeBron's going to get? And I was like, probably a little chill, 21. And then he was like, all right. And I swear to you, I literally said that, and then check the box score after the game. LeBron James has 21 points. So, crazy prediction by me. I know my ball. Every sport, I would say. But yeah, so Lakers came out flat first 3 quarters and then turn up last quarter. Luka was turning up. Braun was turning up. Austin Reeves turned up in the last quarter. Luke Kennard was hitting threes. Drake LaRavia was facilitating. Jackson Hayes getting important offensive rebounds. And Marcus Smart hitting crucial threes, crucial rebounds, crucial assists, crucial steals, and crucial blocks. And an important 0 turnovers from Marcus Smart. This guy just fills up the stat line. He's so important to a basketball club. What a performance by Marcus Smart. Almost like the heart and soul of teams, whatever teams he's on. Great performance by him. So yeah, Luka, LeBron get their 3rd win in 3 games. So a 3-game win streak. Good to see that. They think they play the Denver Nuggets tomorrow. In Denver, so that should be interesting. And then after that, the Pacers, which would be a easy dub. And then New York Knicks after that. So, interesting 3-game stretch coming up after a 3-game win streak for the Lakers. Moving on to more sports topics, we have a huge NFL trade just happened this morning. So, 2-time All-Pro, 2-time Super Bowl champion, cornerback for the Kansas City Chiefs, Trent McDuffie, was traded to the LA Rams this morning. I believe it was a bunch of picks. I think it was 4 picks. So it was the first this year, which is 29, I believe. And then it was a 5th and a 6th of this year. And then a 3rd next year going to Kansas City. But the Rams getting a superstar corner, all-pro DB, Super Bowl champion. He's played in the big games. He's won the big games. And it fills a need and it fills a hole for the Rams that they needed. They needed more DBs in their secondary. Well, they needed a standout DB in their secondary. And that is exactly what they got. Not mad at what you gave up. They're obviously like following the same formula that they did in their Super Bowl year, which was 2021-2022, winning that in LA at SoFi Stadium. And coincidentally, it is also in SoFi at SoFi in LA next year. So the Rams going all in for maybe a round 2, run it back at SoFi to the Super Bowl. So loving that trade for the Rams. Les Snead and Sean McVay know what they're doing. Will be interesting to see if they have any more moves in store for this year's free agency. Maybe more trades or signing more players, which I'm sure they will. And then you have the draft as well. So loving that trade for the Rams. You're gonna have to pay him as well, so it's an investment for the future. So Trent McDuffie, welcome to LA. Welcome to the Rams. Looking forward to seeing you on that field at the beautiful SoFi Stadium. Moving on, we have more sports NFL news. The LA Chargers released Will Dissly and Mekhi Becton. I think this is just clearing up cap space. I mean, they have the second most in the league, but they want to re-sign their own players, and it's going to be big contracts. Like you have Rashawn Slater's contract, Joe Alt soon, Tariq Still soon. So a lot of players are going to have to re-sign, so making room for that. Will Dissly, thank you for your contributions. Mekhi Becton, thank you for your contributions. But the Chargers are going to move on from those two. Looking forward to what they are going to do in the NFL draft and NFL free agency. So Chargers release 2 players. We have another release /cut/wave by the Patriots. The Patriots are releasing Stephon Diggs. So I don't know if this is a contract situation or if he's old and they don't see him in their future, or if this is like a diva cut situation. Obviously, Stephon Diggs was in court for a police incident. He has serious allegations against him. I think they're actually dropped though. But maybe the Patriots front office just doesn't want to deal with that. Robert Kraft is a pros pro, so Mike Vrabel is also a pros pro, so maybe they've had enough. Maybe it's time to move on. But they are moving on from Stephon Diggs. Will be interesting to see where he goes. Maybe he goes to the Rams if they're going all in, or maybe he goes to the Chargers if they're all in. Would love to see those two. Stephon Diggs in a blue and yellow, regardless of which team it is, but maybe Stephon Diggs going to LA. Would love to see that. Another cut we saw was Kyler Murray being cut by the Arizona Cardinals. So that is interesting. Cardinals don't have a quarterback, and they're not in place to draft one. Maybe they get a Ty Simpson. I don't know if he'll be there. Maybe they'll get someone in the second, but I don't know. I wouldn't have cut Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray can go to like a Minnesota, or maybe he can go to like a Steelers, or maybe even the Rams. Rams maybe get him as a backup and then sit him a year. Watch Matthew Stafford possibly win a Super Bowl after coming off an MVP season. And then when Stafford retires, hopefully on a high note after winning a Super Bowl, you come into a starting role with Sean McVay in a Sean McVay offense with all kinds of weapons. I would not hate that. That would kind of be perfect. In an ideal, perfect world. Kyler Murray to the Rams would be so cool to see. We'll love to see how he fits in a Sean McVay offense. But most likely he's probably going to be like a New York Jet or like a Steeler or maybe a Viking. So interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on where he goes. Kyler Murray being cut by Arizona. Another interesting NFL news that we saw was a center retiring from football at the age of 27. So Drew Dahman of the Chicago Bears actually retired. This is coming off of 1 year with the team. And he just signed a 3-year deal. It was a monster deal. A lot of money. And he just hangs up the cleats. There's not a ton of information on this. I don't know if this was like a family matter, or if this was like an injury matter, or if he just had enough money that he decided to end his career. One of the best centers in the NFL. Had a great team. They were on a great run. They have a great future. And just ups and retires out of nowhere. So, very interesting. Drew Dahman. I mean, the NFL is definitely a hard sport, hard contact sport. It's a dangerous sport. You have like CTE stuff post-career, head injuries, a lot of surgeries. So maybe he's had enough. Maybe his family and his wife has had enough with the sports world. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see. I mean, you don't see someone retire at such a young age that often. But yeah, pretty interesting news with that. More sports news. My Chelsea just got that dub this morning versus Aston Villa. Great to see that. Chelsea, it was a huge game for their Champions League hopes. So I believe they started at 6 on the table before today, and now they sit at 5th. They sit in that 5th spot in the Premier League table behind Aston Villa, who they just beat. So they're 3 points behind Aston Villa. A couple more wins, or maybe just one win, and an Aston Villa loss would move them up to 4 in that top 4 limited boundary. This was a great game. I was literally like pissed and shocked because Aston Villa scored in the first 2 minutes. It was 1-0 in the 2nd minute of the game. So, I don't know. I didn't even watch the first goal because it was that early. But after that, I was like, oh, here we go again. It's going to be a long month because Chelsea, if you don't know, we have an extremely hard month of March coming up. So these first couple games are pretty easy. But after that, it just heats up and ramps up fast. So like PSG in the near future, we got like hard teams in the future. So in this month, so gonna be interesting to see how Chelsea does this month of March. Hopefully we do good, but great to see that victory. It was 4-1 versus Aston Villa in their stadium. João Pedro had a hat trick this game. So he scored the equalizer, so it was 1-1. And then he scored the 2-1 goal. It was from, I believe, Enzo Fernandez. And the other pass was from Alejandro Garnacho. And then Enzo Fernandez got it and then passed it up to João Pedro, and João Pedro scores over the goalie with his left foot, sliding, doing a celebration. So that was 2-1, and then I believe it was Cole Palmer next, so it was a ricochet goal. It was a Reece James center. Goalie hits it out in the box. Perfect placement, right to Cole Palmer. And then Cole Palmer strikes it right down the middle through a ton of players. And Cole Palmer does his iconic trademarked celebration, which is the cold, icy, like, celebration that he does, shivering his arms and shoulders. His logo is actually cool with that. If you haven't seen it, he trademarked his celebration as his own personal logo. Really cool from Cole Palmer. So Cole Palmer gets his. And then Garnacho up the sideline from a pass from Moises Caicedo. And then Garnacho takes it up the left side, passes it to the center, and João Pedro with the easy one-touch tap-in with his right foot gets him the hat trick. His first hat trick in the Premier League, with his first season under Chelsea and Liam Senior. João Pedro is absolutely popping off for Chelsea. It is insane to see. I don't know if he just loves this Liam Senior system, but he is going crazy. I think he has, in 12 games, he has 10 goals and 4 assists. João Pedro, my God, the Brazilian is just going crazy. Going to be really interesting to see what he has in store for his future with Chelsea. But yeah, a 4-1 victory for Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Chelsea has actually Wrexham coming up in Wrexham Stadium. So it will be interesting to see how we do with that. I think it should be a victory, but I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood. But I think it should be a win for Chelsea. I know Wrexham from their celebrity owners. 5% stake, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McKeany. 5% owners for Wrexham. But Ryan Reynolds is not going to be too happy when Chelsea goes in there and belt to ass them, just absolutely BTA them in their own home stadium. So looking forward to that matchup this Saturday. It's going to be at 9:45 a.m. It's going to be the 5th round of the FA Cup. So looking forward to that Chelsea-Wrexham game coming up. Moving on, so we have some pretty interesting news from the entertainment world. So we're going to start off with Mr. Aubrey Drake Graham posting a series of cryptic photos recently on Instagram under Champagne Poppy, his iconic handle for years and decades. So he's posting and hinting at Iceman. He's been doing that recently. He's been doing that for a while. But this one kind of caught news headlines because he was seemingly, I don't know if he was dissing or kind of poking fun at a friend. I think he shouted him out in some songs. I think he shouted out him in the first person shooter in that second part of the song, which is hard. I think he said, "And my youngins richer than you rappers, and they all stream," like that. But he's definitely shout out this person. It was Kai Cenat. So he So he posted Kai Cenat. It said, he posted a screenshot of somebody's story. It said, "I am a Vivette designer and these are my concepts," and it's just nothing in the back. which is kind of funny. And then Kai Cenat replied to the story. He said, bro, drop the album. So Kai Cenat wanting Iceman. It's funny because literally any post that Drake does, like, just literally every single comment is drop the album, drop Iceman, drop the album, drop the album. Like, it's crazy. His phone is probably like just unworkable. He probably has like dozens of phones, but I know his notifications are going crazy, and they're all the same notification, which is even crazier. But maybe they're like frenemies, but I don't know. We'll know until we'll see the lyrics from the album. So interesting from Drake and Kai Cenat, but looking forward to the highly anticipated Iceman album. I think this is literally his most anticipated album. Like the rollout has gone for 2 years now, so well, it's not maybe 1 year, but almost 2 years. So looking forward to the album dropping. We had a Cryptic X account posting like Drake next, episode 4 next, and then Iceman, and then album with it after that. So, and that account has been right for all these big albums that came out. So it was right for the Bruno Mars album. It was right for the Baby Keem album. Like, this guy, I don't know, nobody knows who he is, but he is literally getting news correct, and he's not getting taken down or anything, which could be easily done by labels. But if it's true that he's saying Drake is next with episode 4 and the album Iceman. So, and I think he said after Drake is Kanye West with Bully. So, two of my favorite artists. Looking forward to that. Moving on to more news, we have an interesting one. So we had someone doing a interview. It was Benny Blanco doing a sit down on the couch interview. And people were talking about a clip where he was like putting up his dirty feet and like showing it to the camera and then like rubbing it on the couch. And then he like farted. Like, it was really, really disturbing. So I don't know what that was, but Benny Blanco. And then I don't know if it was the same interview, but it was either the same interview or the interview right after that. No, it was probably the same interview. I think Selena Gomez, his wife. Yes, Selena Gomez, his wife, came on, sat not even on the couch. They made her sit down on the floor. And then she was like licking and rubbing his feet on her cheeks and her face and licking his feet and stuff. Like, what is she thinking? Like, that is ridiculous. Like, I don't even know what is going on. But I always thought of this guy like how does he get like so many girls? Like, if you look up his track record with women, this guy has dated so many like world-class top models and top singers, and like it's crazy. I think he's dated like Ariana Grande and like all these big names. Now he's married to Selena Gomez, and she's licking his dirty feet, and he's farting like, and she's on the floor and rubbing his feet on her face. Like, oh my God, this is crazy. I don't know what's the deal with that, but definitely weird coming out of the entertainment news with that. More news. We had a fake Jim Carrey, people are saying, pull up to an award show. It definitely seems like he definitely altered his face or something. But Jim Carrey making headlines By his appearance, like the eyes are not the same, face is not the same, the way he talks is not the same. By the Canadian actor and comedian. Jim Carrey is an all-timer. I honestly, like, he's my favorite. He's one of my favorite comedians of all time. Like, this guy is so good. He seems like a good person, hilarious. But Jim Carrey, I mean, the people are saying that it's not really him. They don't know if the government like got to him. But the 64-year-old looking a little different. There was a person on TikTok and Instagram that was claiming that it was him. He does like celebrity makeup redos, and he like goes out in public as these celebrities. And then he was saying it was him, but like he doesn't have like a behind the scenes like photo or video of it, which he usually does have one. But he just posted the Jim Carrey picture, and he was like, me as Jim Carrey at this award show. So I don't know who to believe. Nobody knows who to believe. Nobody really knows what's going on. But the conspiracy theorists are having their way with this. But Jim Carrey making headlines this past week. Moving on to more news, not as funny, but Tez Johnson, Tampa Bay Buccaneers receiver out of Oregon. Tez Johnson was caught cheating to his fiance the day of his proposal. So this is a very, very bad situation. So his Beyonce posted a video on TikTok and Instagram, I believe, and she had all these screenshots ready, and it was screenshots of text messages that Tez Johnson, her ex-fiance, was sending the morning of the day he proposed. It was February 21st, like 5 a.m. And he's sending messages like sexual messages to his ex. Like the day he proposed. Like what is he thinking? Like if you don't want your wife, then go with the other girl that you're texting like that. Like, I don't know what he's thinking. And then the even worse part, he texted the same girl, the same ex, the same stuff after the proposal, same day, all sexual, to his ex, same day that he got down on one knee for his fiance and wife at the time. Like, what is that? Like, just absolutely shocking news that this woman put out to the world. It's a whole nother conversation of like, it's like, is it pro or con that you're leaking this information? Like, you're putting out these text messages, but I think it's fair, man. Like, if that happens, like, you gotta put it out or address it. Like, it's pretty insane. Like, I'm sure people were like asking them like, yo, what's going on? Like, I thought you guys were engaged. Like, what happened? And like, yeah, I'm sure fans and people were like draining them with that. So, or her with that. So I don't blame her for putting that out, but it's pretty shocking, jaw-dropping news. Well, Tez Johnson actually has a pretty crazy backstory as well. He was raised by a different family, non-blood family. and they like took him in, and I think that's pretty cool. Like they took him in, and he's like a pro NFL player, and they're supporting him. But not as interesting that he just cheated the day of his proposal. Like what? Oh, 5:55 p.m. Make-A-Wish. Sorry, that's crazy. 5th episode, and it's 5:55 p.m. on the 50th minute. Oh my god, that's crazy. So yeah, crazy from Tez Johnson. Not great. Not a great look. I don't know if the Buccaneers are gonna take action with that, but we'll see. Moving on. So my TikTok video that I posted actually went viral. So as of this recording, it is at 222,000 likes and 25,000 likes. So over 200K views and 25K likes. Oh my god, bro. I did not expect this to go that viral. So if you haven't seen it, I was literally just like playing music in my car, like on shuffle, and then like the song played. I was like, oh shoot, I forgot about this song. And I was just playing it the rest of the day. It was stuck in my head the rest of the day. And I was like, well, let me just, like, I wanted to look at the video. Like, you know what that happens, like, when something gets stuck in your head or you're, like, addicted to it during the day, like, you just go drain it all day, right? So I was looking at the video, and then I was like, let me screen record this and post it. So I cut out most of the song. I just put, like, Drake's hook on it, or Drake's verse on it. So it's probably like a 50-second, like, verse. And I posted it, and at first it was like, okay, like 5,000 views, and then it was like 15,000 views. I was like, oh shoot. And then 50,000 views. I was like, what is going on? And then it hits 100K, hits 150K, and then it hits that 200K view mark. I was so shocked. I was like, oh my god, bro. All of my rest of my videos on TikTok on my page are like a few hundred or like 50 or like 5 views. Like, it's crazy. Like, this absolutely just popped off, and I was just like flabbergasted. I was like, what is going on? So like, it was another crazy thing. Like, it was all positive comments. Like, oh my god, I forgot about this gem. Oh my god, this is such a good song. Oh my god, I can't believe. Like fire emojis, like crazy. Like, it was the song is a Hey There Delilah cover by Drake. So obviously the original is Hey There Delilah by the Plain White Tees, and the cover is called Wagwan Delilah by Drake. It's obviously Toronto slang. The whole song is like Toronto or like a Canadian accent slang words. But I posted it, and it just goes viral. So absolutely viral. So it might start an addiction. I kind of want to post more on TikTok now. But yeah, my video just went berserk. And it's still going up. Like, as we speak, it's going up and up and up. It's like, it's about to hit like 225K views. So crazy. Moving on. So another interesting thing, Apple just announced an all-new MacBook that's called the MacBook Neo. So I was actually like looking for like a new computer. I need a new one. Like, my old one was bad, didn't work as well, just outdated. And I was like literally looking and thinking about it, like, oh, I just gotta suck it up and buy like an extremely expensive MacBook. Like if you don't know, Apple MacBooks go for like 1,500. Like it's crazy. Like they're so like expensive. So like I'm like, damn, I gotta like save up and buy one for like school. And I was like, damn. But I was still gonna do it. I was like, all right, let's just do it. But then today hits, and I just see on my feed that Apple just announced the cheapest MacBook they've ever released. I was like, what are the odds of that? That is just crazy. So the MacBook Neo is in 4 colors. It's silver, it's a navy blue, it's like a yellowish tone one, and then it's pink. I am definitely leaning towards the pink one. I've been liking this pink theme that I've been doing. Recently, I have like a new profile pic and new like alter ego, which is Mr. Too Suave. That's on my X and my Instagram. Mr. Too Suave is like a pink theme. And I kind of am going to the pink theme with a birthday outfit. So looking forward to that shoot on my birthday. But yeah, I'm probably going to go with this pink MacBook Neo. And it's starting at an all-time low for Apple at $500. I was like, dude, that is like crazy pricing, like so cheap. Can't wait to buy it. I think it comes out March 11th. So I'm going to cop that right away. Looking forward to that. Can't wait to have it in my hands, in my possession, and use it for school. So, and use it for this podcast and my music and my clothing brand. So, gonna absolutely love having the new MacBook Neo. I'm gonna get that pink one. But yeah, $500 for Apple's newest computer. Not too shabby. So there it is. That is gonna do it for this episode 5 of the podcast with 2 A's. With yours truly, Anakin Aterador. We're gonna hit this little Aterador Promo section. So I have a album coming out on my birthday, April 9th, 2026. It is titled Tatooine. That is obviously Anakin's birthplace, the world and planet that he grew up on and was birthed at, Tatooine. The cover is his childhood home, and it is just, I think it's fitting that it's releasing on my birthday, and that is his birthplace. So Tatooine, an album by Anakin Aterador, coming out April 9th, 2026. My birthday. Speaking of my birthday, I'm going to be doing it possibly in LA or in Palm Springs, but I already have a lineup that I'm cooking up for the guests and attendants that will be attending my birthday this April. But a cool note is that my birthday falls on Coachella weekend this year. So that's going to be crazy. If I do it in Palm Springs, it's going to go hand in hand with Coachella. So that is going to be an all-time fun weekend for me. It's going to be my 23rd birthday. Hashtag LeBron year. So I just saw LeBron James like hand in hand with that. That's fire. So April 9th, 2026. It's all going down. Stay tuned. Aterador is doing big things. Episode 5 is finished. We might have a special guest for episode 6. I'll let you guys know. I've been exchanging DMs with her, talking about this next episode. So looking forward to that. I'll see you guys on the next episode. This was great. So happy with the product. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys.